Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Are you still listening to half-assed talk radio with a host talking down to a caller? Turn it off and turn on the Great American Broadcast Network. You'll hear the host talking with lots of listeners, the citizen panel, and they become the co-hosts. Turn off half-assed talk and turn on talk radio with more ass than you can handle. All opinions, all ideas, all in one place. The Great American Broadcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the GabNet Tour bus. Today our tour will take us up and around the newly designed GabNet.net webpage. For your safety, please stay seated while the bus is in motion and enjoy your trip. Also, remember that tipping your tour guide is greatly appreciated. Okay, we're off. The first place of interest that we're going to pass on the top left, you'll see a rotating billboard of all of the great GabNet programs. Legend has it that legendary broadcaster Alex Bennett created this billboard to attract early visitors to GabNet and to lure them into his site. To this day, it's one of the top attractions on our tour. Up next, look over at the top right and you'll see the most recent video of Alex Bennett's Ramble. And if you're lucky enough, we'll see Alex interacting with the citizen panel. Always a tour highlight. Did I mention that tipping your tour guide is greatly appreciated? As we approach the bottom of the Ramble video, we see quick links to all the ways that you can connect with GabNet programs. Facebook Live, YouTube, TuneIn, Livestream, Vimeo, and the GabNet Roku channel. They're all additional stops that you can make if you choose to step off the bus. But remember, please tip your tour guide if you do, and then you can hop on the next bus. Here's another highlight on our tour. On the left side, you'll see GabNet On Demand. You can quickly access any of the most recent programs there. Clearly, a value spot on our tour because downloads are at no extra cost. Please give your attention now to the right side. Look at the complete tutorial on how easy it is to become a citizen panelist. By the way, if you're a Luddite, there's a phone number that you can use to dial in. Okay, we're nearing the halfway point on our trip. I certainly hope that you're enjoying it. Oh look, there's the convenient call Skype button that you can click on, which will automatically connect you to the citizen panel. So now we're turning down the center of the page. I don't want you to miss any of these attractions, so please pay attention. Up first is a link to the 24/7 feed. Now these are going to come fast and furious, so pay attention. Next is a quick note on how you can hear GabNet on Amazon Echo. Next, quickly coming behind that, and this is always exciting, a screen that shows Alex Bennett's Ramble when it is live, with a countdown to the next show. It's always fun when we pass and the show is live. We're winding down our tour of GabNet.net, but before we reach our final stop, it's important to note that there is a place for you to contact them with your comments. Let them know how you like GabNet.net and the GabNet programming. And with that, we wrap up our tour. Remember, as you step off the bus, to please be careful. And also remember that GabNet is talk like you've never heard or seen it before. Did I mention, please tip your tour guide?
This is an Internet Network news break. IP Pingsley reporting. Our top story, the Great American Broadcast Network, otherwise known as GabNet, is now a TuneIn partner. TuneIn, the world's largest audio network, has joined forces with GabNet, the world's most innovative talk network. GabNet's partnership with TuneIn means that listeners now have 3 main ways to listen to GabNet programming: GabNet.net, TuneIn.com, and the convenient TuneIn app for smartphones. To participate in the network's innovative citizen panels on GabNet programs, use Skype and type the handle GabNet Live, or call on your phone 347-352-0079. For more information on this network, its programs, and its hosts, log on to GabNet.net. That's GabNet.net. This has been an Internet Network news break. Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Hello everybody, how are you? This is Alex Bennett, and this is the Ramble, and we'll be going from now until midnight Eastern time, and over there on the other camera, ladies and gentlemen, just kind of sitting back, relaxing.
Hi.
There she is. She's got her feet up on her. On the thing there, because you're
the last stages of my brace.
You're not in the center of the picture, but who gives a damn?
Want me to go this way?
Well, it doesn't matter. We just
hello.
But you see, she's got her foot. Lift your foot so they can see your foot.
Well, I'll lift the good foot because that's hard to lift.
Lifting the good foot.
I'm lifting the good leg, but just imagine it's on the other leg.
The good one. Yeah. Anyway, here we are.
10:06. Just saying.
Look, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do it.
I didn't say I didn't want to do it.
I can somehow find something to talk about.
I do it out of my love for you.
Really?
Yes. I mean, it's past my bedtime.
It is past your bedtime?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
I'm wearing a hat I bought you.
Yes, you bought that for me in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
If you show them, see, it says Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
There you go. See,
Hong Kong.
You can see Hong Kong. Anyway, so how are you doing this week?
Well, it's
everybody always asks me. Whenever I talk to people, they go, "Will you please tell Marjorie how's Marjorie doing?" They always ask how Marjorie is doing, and
in general or because of my leg?
Look at your monitor now. It's all off.
I didn't touch it.
Oh, your monitor.
Alex.
Look.
So what? That's my monitor.
Well, it makes me uncomfortable. Just move it back so it's straight. No, don't do that.
There.
I'm going to unplug all that. Just would you put that back the way?
It's my monitor. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them is mine.
Yes. Would you please turn it this way, please?
No.
Please, because I need to see it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
It's my monitor.
Yes, I need to see it during the show. You don't. Oh God. Please, I'm asking.
Believe what a
I'm
wimp.
asking you if you will please do that for me.
Why? Tell me why.
I'm going to come over there and do it.
But tell me why.
Because I don't like it that way. It's not good for it. No, just put it back. She's got the monitor so that it's not straight. What did I install all this? There, a little more. There we go. Okay, that's fine. I mean, what do I install that stuff for if you're going to, do that to it? And then she says, why does it break? Why does it break? Because you break it. Why do I do all these nice technological things for you?
I didn't ask for it. I like basic cable.
Well, I can unplug that computer if you don't want it anymore,
I want a laptop.
What do you want a laptop for?
Because then I can sit in bed and do it on my lap.
Oh, well, that's nice and lazy.
Well, it's true.
You can also do it.
This is your room. I mean, really, I have one little corner here.
You can also do it on the iPad. Yes, you can do it on the. Have you heard about that? Have you heard about the iPad?
Yeah, but you can't do everything on the iPad.
So I'm too tired to do the show tonight. So can you do it?
No, I'm going to bed if you're too
I'm always tired. I'm tired all the time, and Shecky says it's probably the weather.
No, I think it's because you're depressed.
I could be too.
And you have nothing to do.
That could be too. So I've got to find something to do. Do you think?
You were going to go volunteer in the soup kitchen.
Yeah, well, fuck that. Fuck that.
So much for your caring.
I mean, it's depressing enough that I'm on a fixed income that I have to go see other people who are on fixed incomes.
They're on no income.
On no income. I mean, yes, what happened to my ball? There it is. I have to see it. I need to have my ball because during the show...
Because he lost his other one.
This ball,
down to one.
This ball, it helps my feet.
Good.
Yeah.
Now
It's a
we got to
little
help
trick.
your head.
Little trick that my physical therapist,
Who's also mine.
who's now your physical therapist. Would you move your hat just a little bit like this? Oh boy.
It's my head.
Huh?
It's my head.
Yeah, well, anyway, so I have this ball, and he taught me to just keep it here with a towel down there, and then I can roll it around on the bottom of my foot.
And it'll make you happier.
Yeah. Well, it makes my foot feel better.
You won't be as depressed.
No,
You've got to get something to do, Alex.
Yeah, I have to find
it's
something to do.
getting
What do you
crazy.
suggest I do?
I
Now,
know,
don't tell me the soup kitchen, okay?
So just get the fuck out of the apartment.
Because they don't even want me at the soup kitchen.
That's true.
You know, what could I possibly
Volunteer in a school.
do? Well, volunteer in a
My
school.
mother did that.
What do I do in the school?
You go to elementary school and you read to the kids. That's what my mother did. That.
I read to the kids?
Yeah, they just sit around and you read to them.
How fucking boring is that?
It's not boring.
You know, and a bunch of kids, and you know what's going to happen? They're going to kill me because those kids all have little diseases that they bring to school with them.
Well, you figure out what it is.
You know.
Get the fuck out of the house.
Get the fuck out of the house. That's a nice way to put it. I get out of the house. I go down. I work out.
And that's an hour.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Well, back and forth.
Yeah. So I do that. I did it twice this week.
Well, you have 23 other hours in the day.
Did I really? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. And then I come in here and I'm tired. But then while I do the show, I kind of start waking up.
Well, good.
You know, and then about towards the end of it, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, well, and then you stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
And because I drink my coffee. But you know what happens? I'll tell you what happens with me. Well, Shecky and I were talking about things that keep you up. Okay? I know this sounds weird.
No.
Things that keep you up. And he told me about something that keeps him up. I don't want to talk about it because it would be giving away something. But he says he at night sometimes obsesses about it. And last night he woke up at midnight and started thinking about it and couldn't get to sleep.
I've had nights.
So when I called him today, like at 11 o'clock in the morning, he had been up since midnight.
I've had nights like that.
Yeah. And then
And you can't fake it and try to lie in bed and think and hope that you'll go back to sleep. What I do is just put a television program on and I'm up.
Really?
Yeah, and that's all you can do. I'm up.
I usually can get myself to go back to sleep.
I can't.
Unless it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I kind of,
Well, you're at that almost
And
up.
so last night I had to take, I didn't get to bed till 3:30 because I had to take a pill finally to put me to sleep, a Xanax. Because it's just one thing and another with just putting all this stuff in, and I just think about where things are going to go and so on and so forth. And then I say, well, wait a minute, is that wire the wire that does such and such? So then I come in, I have to get up and go look. You hear me get up from bed a couple of times? Yeah.
You don't get up gracefully.
What do you mean I don't get up gracefully?
You get up and then there's all that crap on the floor that you have to tiptoe around.
She has nothing but... Am I getting fat again, or is that just my...
That's your senior role.
It's my senior role? Okay.
It's 10:14. I'm
What?
just saying, I'm giving an update. Hey, happy Chinese New Year's. It's the year of the pig.
And you get money.
Yeah.
What happens is all the people in her office give her money.
Well, we're only 4 of us and one's away.
Yeah.
So it's only 2.
So how much did you get so far this year?
I got 600 or 700.
That's
It's
nice.
very nice.
It's just,
It's just sweet.
yeah. Do you have to get them anything?
No, but they give it out to all their whole family and everything. It's a big thing.
Okay, so what year?
And in China, that's the week, because the week it's just closed in China. All the factory workers go back home,
Yeah.
and they've gotten their little thing, and it's a week at home because most of them are in the factories and they're not home.
Yeah.
So and all my guys go on vacations, except the people here, they have meetings.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
mean, it's a big thing.
Yeah. What year is this?
The year of the pig.
Year of the pig. Now, the thing is, that you'd think, well, maybe the year of the pig comes every 100 years. Or
No,
something
it's
like
every
that.
12 years.
Every 12 years, it's a rotating animals. Yeah.
12 or 13.
So what is the significance? Why the pig?
I don't know.
You know.
I'm sure you could find it on Google.
It's certainly not on any Jewish calendar.
No, what are we, 57, 62?
Oh, we live in the future.
Yeah, we're in 57 something.
Yeah, yeah. I've often said, people go, oh, well, what's great about being Jewish? And I said, because we're from the future.
We're in the future.
No, because we didn't start our calendar when Christ was born.
We started way back before.
Yeah, because we didn't care Christ was born.
Yeah.
You know, so we just kept going. So for those of you out there who are the assholes that believe that the earth is only 5,000 years old, it's at least 5,700 years old according to the Jews.
Yeah, and older than that.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Neil Tyson, what's his name? Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
DeGrasse Tyson did a thing on where he had the animals coming out of the water. He said, now if you believe in this religion, that's where the earth started. And it goes all the way back. He said, now for everybody else.
Now for everybody else. Yeah, that was on the Cosmos, I think.
Was it? Yeah.
Well, he's not going to be working anymore.
Yes, he will. I think they're getting to the point where they're not sure where to draw the line because
well, he got caught in the middle of.
But they realize, like somebody like Al Franken. I mean, really, it was stupid. All he did was put his hands up to her breast, and a third person took a picture, and they were all. She wasn't asleep; she was awake.
She knew exactly what was happening.
She set him up.
Yeah. So anyway. And then, that fucking cunt, Kirsten Gillibrand.
Well,
no, but look at what she did.
Well, right, I agree on that. But
she did that for political purposes.
Okay, but I still like her.
What do you like about her?
Well, I like some of the things, the reforms that she's doing. I mean,
what reforms? Come on, tell me one.
Well, national insurance for people.
What do you mean? That isn't hers. It's everybody's.
Well, it's everybody's.
Yeah.
She's part of it. She's a woman.
Well, that's the wrong reason to
Meanwhile,
vote for
I listened to the Whitaker all day today.
Did you listen to Whitaker?
Yeah.
And you didn't hear anything because he didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything. They were given 5 minutes, and most of the people asked him questions like, I just want a yes or no. Nothing else, just a yes or no. And each thing, he went into this long, elaborate thing to just chew up the time.
That never got to the answer.
I didn't get the, I want a yes or no.
And then at one point, somebody asked him a question, and he said, I just checked, your time is up.
Yeah, that was to the chairman. He said that too.
Yeah. What an asshole.
He is an asshole.
What an absolute
And they
asshole.
say that he's so unqualified for the position.
Yeah. And the thing that I hate about it is when I was a kid, I kind of liked Little Orphan Annie. Kind of, in the comics. But what I enjoyed about Little Orphan Annie wasn't Little Orphan Annie, but Daddy Warbucks. He looks like Daddy Warbucks. I mean, but he was just, what I saw of it, so contentious and so disrespectful.
He was disrespectful.
When you go before, no matter what you think of these congressmen, these senators, whatever, when you go before them, you show them a certain respect in your presentation. You don't suddenly get up there basically and go, well, fuck you, I'm not going to answer your questions. But that's essentially what he was saying. And all they wanted to know, hey, do you have any predeterminations on Mueller? They were worried about Mueller.
Well, he came out and wrote a piece.
No, he didn't write a piece. He said it on CNN.
On CNN.
Yeah, he was one of those
commentators
on CNN, and he came out against Mueller. But do you think there's any way they're going to stop Mueller from finishing his probe?
They'll let him finish it, but will it get out to the public? That's another story. That's up to the AG.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if an attorney general would sit on that. I mean, knowing what was going to be the result of sitting on it,
He's got the authority to sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's up to Trump. Trump could say, even if they wanted to put it out to the public, he could say no.
I just can't believe, and Phil's going to call tonight, by the way, folks, because he said that it's raining too hard and he didn't feel like driving to San Jose.
And it's 10:20. Just saying.
No, it's 10:21.
Not on this clock.
What clock?
Right here.
What does it say?
10:20.
And how many seconds?
31.
You want to count it all down?
No.
Yeah. Why are these pants looking like they're... I haven't gained weight.
Alex, just sit up straight and stop complaining.
Oh, God.
God.
I'm...
Anyway, Whitaker it was upsetting to even hear him. He was so belligerent and disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, it's just the whole thing is just... You know something?
He's going to get reelected.
I don't have any audio.
No one's hearing us?
Nobody's hearing us on video. Oh, boy. Oh,
and you wanted to put all the things in together.
Oh, fuck me.
So no one can hear us.
What's the problem here? Hold on a second. I got to fix this.
Here we go.
Oh, what? Why? What? Let me see. First of all, I have to see something else first. Oh, God bless it. Options. And I go to audio settings. Yeah, that's working all right. Okay, that's fine. All right. So then I go in here. What happened? Something happened and changed my audio. Okay. So we're not going to be able to have this. Well, wait a minute. That should be on. That should be on.
Let people call in and tell us if they can hear us.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I gotta go up here too. Alex, no, it's not. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yes, we are. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry.
Okay, just open up the
You know what it
boards.
is? What it was a
Yes.
thing. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Just stop it.
I'm a cripple.
Stop it. You're not a cripple. There we go. That's what the problem was. Okay. All righty. Okay. No, just don't come over yet. I'm not ready. You got about 7 minutes here. You're bothering me. Yeah, no, they can hear us loud and clear. Yeah. What happened was I have meters, and the meters were below a certain area. Well, I'll deal with that later.
Don't deal. You deal with all that
I'll
stuff.
deal with it later. Will you just go back there and sit?
I'm this far. I'm not moving.
Oh, boy.
What's that buzzing?
Ray Renati says, what? What did he say?
What? I can't hear you.
The tile is Bluetooth, but it will connect with everyone else who has tiles. What is this? Wait a minute. Tune in. I hear iTunes. No, I tune in. Okay, well.
You're fine. Open up the boards.
No, we have the audio.
Oh, good.
I was worried we didn't have the audio, but please don't do that. You're annoying me. Really. No, I'm serious.
Well, I'm glad.
Just move back. Just move yourself back there.
See all that work at the gym is working out.
Yeah, it's working out. Anyway, where are we? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I've got to go to our twosome here. Anyway, so I what it was is it was just a little thing where I didn't see the meters, and I thought, oh hell, we're not running, I just don't understand what the problem was. But anyway, we're okay. All right. So, where was I?
You got me.
Yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All righty. I'm glad I got you. Anyway, where were we? So we're talking about Whitaker and about how terrible Whitaker was today.
He was so disrespectful.
And it was horrible. But, it's just the whole nature of Washington right now.
Yeah.
It's just, Trump has just created, he's taken... when I was a kid, the president was something you looked up to, the presidency. It
was like walking into a bank.
And even if it was a terrible president, he was the president. And
and there was respect.
Even the worst of our presidents, Nixon is a good example, respected the presidency. Nobody can see your face.
And your point is?
Well, it's a lovely face.
Go ahead. No one respects
now
the
you're
presidency.
staring at the camera. I see. You're doing that. Okay. That's good.
5 minutes. 4.
Yeah, I have no idea why this acted the way it did, but I'm doing okay now, so we're fine. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm here to annoy.
This is annoying. This
Well,
isn't even making for good programming. So I'm just, gonna just say good night to you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Take care.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Because
Night.
you don't want to say hello to people.
Well, I wanted to, but you won't put them on.
Well, what do you mean I won't put them on? What do I have to put on?
What do I have to wait till 10:30 for?
Well, then I'll open this up and you can just start
hi.
talking to them. I just didn't know where.
I'd rather talk to them at 10 o'clock. I don't want to wait till 10:30.
What? Okay.
Hi, guys.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Let me turn on the phones here. This is all. I'm all off base now. You threw me off. You really
I'm getting
did.
blamed for
No,
this.
you threw me off. You threw me off. She's coming over here, folks. So here we may as well do this. Okay, the lines are open. People can call. Then you can talk to them, and I'll just be.
I'm just here to look.
Huh? I'll just sit here,
Whatever you want.
and you can talk to them.
Whatever.
Yeah, if they call, they may not
Microphone
call.
all the way over there.
Huh?
The microphone all the way over there.
Okay, well here I'll give you the microphone, and I won't even get
I
close
need
to
a
it.
place for my leg.
What?
I need a
Look,
place.
look what you got. Look what you've done to us.
What
Move. You've got. Oh boy. You got us all. You got all tangled. My chair tangled up.
Howdy do.
Howdy do,
Hey,
Ray.
there
Hello
he
there.
is.
Hey,
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
doing there? You feeling? How's your knee?
It's healing slowly. Very
There's
slowly.
Phil.
Yeah, there's Phil. Yeah, and I'm
Okay,
out
I'll
here.
turn off my mic.
I'll just leave it up to her to talk.
Hey, Marjorie.
Hey, Phil, how you doing?
All right. Who was the actor that died today?
What's his name?
He was 82?
Albert Finney.
Albert
right,
Finney.
right,
that's
right,
it,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
he was
hey, they're
good.
dropping like flies.
Well, we're at that age where they're dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to go from Alex's waiting room to Alex's obituary show.
Yeah.
Frank Robinson died yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Jeff Stein is calling. I feel so completely uncombobulated here that I
Whose fault is that?
huh?
Whose fault is that?
Oh, well. See.
It's raining hard here.
Really? We
Yeah.
had rain this afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's a reason you don't want to go out. I mean, it sucks.
It
I
does.
drove Uber all day. It was exhausting
Oh,
Yeah.
in the
In the
rain.
rain?
Oh my God, I was totally exhausted by the time I got home.
Well, how do you decide?
Yeah.
How do you decide when you're Uber and when you're Lyft?
Well, if there's no special going on, like a bonus, I just turn them on at the same time, and whoever comes first, I take it and I turn off the other one.
they all have a couple going at the same time.
Do you ever get any really interesting passengers that
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a video recorder in the car, so I can save the interesting ones and use them for my future book.
Let me. I forgot to do this. There we go. Now we can see our people here. There they are.
Have you watched Cash Cab? That's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I watched it. My favorite is Taxi Cab Confessions on
Confessions.
HBO, though.
Yeah, but it's,
That was great.
It's Taxi Cab
I
Confessions, but without the sex.
Yeah, I
well,
know. That's why it's not as good.
With
Don't you
Cash
remember
Cab, you can play along.
Who was the comedian
Yeah.
that did Taxi Driver Confessions? Remember?
I never saw that.
That was funny on HBO also.
What?
Taxi
Oh,
Driver Confessions. It was,
I didn't see that.
what was his name? The black comedian, very funny.
Dave Chappelle?
No, has one eyebrow.
What?
I can't think of his
You're
name.
throwing me off tonight.
Well, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just completely thrown off.
Well, I'll say good night.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey guys,
Yeah.
see ya.
good night. Oh, Marjorie, how's your knee?
It's healing slowly. I still have to wear the brace till the end of the month.
How about your concussion?
My
How's that?
concussion seems I haven't been getting headaches, knock on wood, and I haven't been
You've
dizzy.
been listening to her.
Oh, good.
for
So you're getting over it.
You've been listening to her for the half hour. How the hell do you think the concussion is going?
Well, yeah.
And I got a new wallet.
Yeah.
So, did you hit Alex back after he knocked you down?
Yeah. Hi,
Okay.
look who's there. Hi.
Pamela.
Hey.
Hi guys.
Hey. I'm saying good night.
I am
Good night,
too.
Margie.
Night, night.
Yeah,
Hey,
night.
Charlie.
you've been a regular Doug tonight.
Well, what can I say? What can I tell you?
Been so fucking annoying.
Well, next time you don't ask me to come.
Yeah, see,
Double her pay. you know?
huh?
Double her pay.
Double her
It's actually hilarious to listen to,
pay. Yeah,
especially without the video. It's better.
Well,
And
I
listen on
I
tune.
thought I wasn't getting any audio because the meter that goes back and forth was actually below the screen, and then I got to move it up. So I'm losing it, completely losing it. But then again, because I changed everything and the way of doing business and stuff, I've had to adapt to it, and so everything looks wrong to me, until I get it working right. But that's Anybody see Whitaker today?
Yeah.
I listened to him. What a jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he took those people to task. Hey, your 5 minutes is up.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy's got a week left on the job. What are they going to do? Fire him?
Well, they were trying to ask him some questions, and he wasn't answering them. So obviously,
He wasn't going to get trapped by those bastards.
Oh,
They were trying to get him to perjure himself. Don't you see what they were trying to do?
Yeah, that's what they did to Clinton, and they got him.
I learned one thing about when I was a cop. Don't talk to the media. Don't, and because they're looking to trap you.
Phil, you were never a fucking cop.
20 fucking years.
You weren't.
And you're
a
lucky
cop.
I didn't run
you
into you.
weren't a cop. Were you
in the last 20? The 20 I
Were
was
you
there.
It wasn't the media
wait a
either.
minute. Were you ever paid a salary?
I was paid a stipend.
Okay, you weren't a cop.
I got uniform expense.
What kind of
And
cop is that?
I was paid for certain details.
It's a rent-a-cop.
Uniform expense was $800 a year.
It's a play cop.
It's not a play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's PC 832.6. Look it up.
I think Whitaker went through $800 worth of water today.
Yeah, well, that was paid for by the government.
Yeah. I was hugging some water.
It's you could see that it was they were trying to trip the guy up, and he was smart enough not to get tripped up by these guys. And he answered their questions.
Witch hunt.
Yeah, well, how could you be told to answer something as a yes or a no when you're asked a question? They were trying to trap him.
No, he
Well, you
wouldn't
answered
answer
no
the
to
question. Phil, he wouldn't answer a question. So eventually they said to him, "Can you just give us a yes or no?" He wouldn't answer the question. So they asked him, "Just give us a yes or no. We don't need you to sidetrack us with an answer that doesn't answer the question."
Look, they were trying.
He was being a fucking asshole.
Well, he treated those guys the way they deserved, and I was proud of him.
Something? You say you're proud of him, you're proud of Trump. Neither of them give a fuck about whether you're proud of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Trump cares.
And they don't give a shit about you either.
Oh, and by the way, you guys are in for it. Trump just went through a 4-hour physical today and was pronounced that he was in excellent health. So all of you guys that are hoping that he's going to drop dead at his desk, it's not coming so fast.
Yeah, just like last time he was pronounced.
He's 239 pounds again, right?
Phil, can we be very honest about this? And please try and give us the most obvious answer. Look at that man. Do you think he's healthy?
Must be.
No, wait a minute. There's no doctor in America except some quack he might hire to give him his yearly physical who would say, hey, you look great. You're terrific.
Presidents don't get their yearly physical from a private doctor. They have to go to Walter Reed Medical Center, and there are doctors that handle the president. And they work, and they're military
Dr. Annie.
Yeah, well, anyway, these guys are, are not going to lie.
Okay, the doctor who gave him that last one,
Dr. Ronnie.
He reported that he was told what to say by Trump.
It doesn't matter, but he just got another one. He just got another one.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And did you see his family doctor? Remember his family doctor, that guy?
Dr. Vinny Bambutz.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he was right.
Cop.
He was right because he came to the same conclusion as the guy at Walter Reed.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably got the same check, too.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, I mean, you look at the gut on that guy and you go, Mr. President, you're overweight. In fact, you're obese. He's actually morbidly obese. He's morbidly obese.
That's why he wears coats that are way too big and leaves them open so you can't see his stomach.
Yeah. He's morbidly obese.
He's got Kardashian ass.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Kardashian
like me. He ain't got
Kardashian
no
ass may be huge, but it's firm. If he took his
she's
pants
got
off, would drop to the ground.
Her ass is firm because she's got implants. Nobody
it's actually
has an
really
ass
gross
like that.
now.
Yeah,
she keeps putting implants in. It looks disgusting at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she can always remove the implants. Trump ain't
then what
lose.
are you left with? Saggy ass.
No, you don't. You do some nipping and tucking, and you get an ass back. But Trump, on the other hand, his ass would fall to the ground if he didn't have his pants on.
Hey, same thing could be said about our balls.
But anyway, you look at the guy. How can you say he's healthy? Come on, under no conditions would he be considered healthy.
Well, the guys at Walter Reed looked him over for 4 hours, and they said he was healthy. So get ready for 6 more years.
Oh, boy.
He probably doesn't have 6
I
months.
think they did that on executive time.
Yeah, they did.
No, that was scheduled.
It wasn't on executive time?
No.
Yeah.
It had to be scheduled. They schedule these things as part of it's a requirement.
That whole first part of the show threw me off tonight. I don't know. Just,
Alex, it was funny as hell, though. I mean, I was listening. I was cracking up.
Just threw me off. I don't know. Everything's throwing me off now. I'm thinking of taking maybe a week or 2 off, just to relax.
You should go someplace warm.
I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to crawl into a corner and just sleep.
Oh. Your buddy there, David Mayeri, went to Paris last week, and it's snowing. So
what's that? What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
You can't go to Paris. It's
I
snowing.
I can go to Paris. I don't mind snow.
Really? And it's no different than what you're in now.
I don't. I believe me. What do I need sun for? I like the cold better than I like the heat. I'll tell you that right now.
The vitamin D makes you feel better.
I can take vitamin D out of a bottle. I do every day.
I know, you look like it.
Yeah.
It's working, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, I'm just feeling grouchy. What the hell? Yeah. So, yes, Jeff.
I thought you were considering to go to Spain again.
I don't know. I think about going places and then I just go, fuck it. I don't even want to go out the front door.
It'll be hard with Marjorie because she can't get around right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard to go to take some trips,
Yeah.
She said, well, let's just go to some town in the United States, just a town, and go visit it for a weekend. And I went, okay, how about Albany? And she killed that idea. I think if I had one city to go to, the two cities I would go to, one of which we've already been to, and that's New Orleans. The other one would be Memphis. Memphis is cool. Memphis
is fun.
Yeah.
Memphis is really good.
Yeah.
I've been to
And there's
Nashville
all
and
different kinds of people. And then you got the Elvis Museum.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days on Beale Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my son was there this week.
Yeah, it's a great town and great things to visit. I mean, I loved, absolutely loved, what do you call it? Sun Records.
Sun Records.
Yeah.
Sun Records was really cool.
Yeah, it's a great tour. And I went to Graceland, but forget it. You know, it's just bad furniture, you know. But then we also, this Shecky and I were there when I was there because we were coming across the country from California. And we went to St. Jude's Hospital to go to Danny Thomas's tomb.
Did they have the cocktail table there?
Yeah, well, that's what we were joking about. Yeah, yeah. I had a friend who worked for Danny Thomas. During his last show, I think he played a doctor or something on the show. She was hired as a writer, and she was asked to go into Danny Thomas's office to see him, and he wasn't in the room at the time, so she sat down, and right in front of her was a glassed coffee table.
Did she have to bring Windex?
And she was kind of, questioning that. In case people don't know, there was always a rumor. Well, shall we say it's a rumor? A rumor we'd like to believe is true. That Danny Thomas, his little sexual peccadillo, was to hire hookers to come in and take a shit on a glass coffee table while he laid under it.
Why would he hire hookers when he had Uncle Tanous?
A joke nobody here gets.
Well, they had to watch the show.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just have Marlo watch?
Yeah.
She was too young.
But he did start a good hospital. I got to hand that to him. That place does what it says it's going to do, and has never had even a hint of impropriety or whatever. Hello to Jason. Hi, Jason. How are you, Jason?
Hello, how's it going? Alex, how are you doing, Alex?
Fine. I'm just out of it. I don't know. I've just been tired all the time, and I come in here and I do things that I do every day, and I can't figure out how to do them. That's how confused I've been in the last week. But then again, I put in a whole new piece of equipment, and my screen looks different. And I'm using a different encoder now. And so all those things combined kind of just thrown me off. And I just, tomorrow I'm putting in that new audio board, hopefully no problems, and then I'm going to take the weekend off and not touch anything in here, Yeah. But I'm sick and tired of it, Anyway, hello, Jason. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, just a point of curiosity. Is it making the news, like, nationwide about John Dingle dying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it John Dingle or Charles? What was his first name? Was it John?
Was it John Dingle or Charles Dingle?
Oh, it was Charles Dingle.
Maybe it was Charles. I thought it was John, but
yeah. No, but it it was. We lost Kevin for some reason. We'll get him back. Here he comes again. There we go. Here we are. Let's see if he comes up in the same spot we left him off in. There he is. Okay. What happened to you, Kevin?
I went to mute and I hung myself up. I was talking to the wife. Yeah, I'm doing the same shit you are.
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting me worried, and I'm tired, and I'm kind of like loopy, And girlfriend comes in and throws me off a little bit, and then I get thrown off completely. So I don't understand it, So
yeah, same thing here. So
who knows?
We're in the same boat.
Kevin, is that one of those signs that like they get from American Pickers? That motor something sign on the floor behind you?
Oh no, it's a rug.
Oh, it's a rug. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was, one of those.
A Harley Davidson rug.
Yeah. How much longer until your implants are gone completely, Phil?
Which implants?
The implants in your head. You had hair implants, right?
Oh, I've been combing it back, and it was. Who was the guy that was it the Attorney General or who ran Chevron for Trump, and he left or was fired. The last
he ran
guy.
Chevron for Trump.
No, he didn't run it for Trump. He was. I think he.
Is that an EPA guy or
no? I thought he was his Secretary of State or not the Secretary. I can't remember.
Yeah, the first guy was a Chevron guy.
I thought it was an Exxon guy.
Or Exxon, yeah.
It's all gas.
Yeah, how many secretaries of state before was that?
I'm not sure, but he used to comb his hair this way. I said, hey, that looks pretty good, and it looks easy. It's something you can do. You get in the morning, and you go like this, and it's done.
Yeah.
And
well,
so, there's enough there that I can.
I comb mine back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
See, I have to put a hat on mine to keep it under control.
I do.
Alex doesn't comb his. Rex Tillerson. That's it. Alex polishes it. He doesn't comb it. But yeah, Rex Tillerson had that haircut. That hair that he just combed back, and I said, man, that looks easy.
Yeah. So has anybody found out anything about Mike Allen?
No. I was totally going to ask. Thank you for bringing that up.
I contacted his sister-in-law. She has no clue.
Really?
So we don't know what to do.
Wait a minute.
Can you call her back and get his address or phone number?
Yeah, I'll ask her. Yeah.
And I'll take a ride up there and knock on his door.
Oh, yeah, you're closer than me.
Yeah.
He lives with his mom, right? She's still alive, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know
either.
his father died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I thought his mom was still alive.
Yeah, but what's strange about it is that he's the kind that he would at least call and say, hey, I'm not going to call for a couple of weeks. I got some problems. My mother's sick or whatever.
He's only in his late 50s.
Yeah.
No, he's the same age as you, Phil.
No, really?
No, you guys are the same age. You guys are off just by I think a couple of days.
Really? 29?
Yeah.
Mike Allen, in case people don't know, is somebody who calls Jack Bishop's show, and he called every night.
Yay!
I just remembered his sister-in-law didn't have any of his contact information. She told me
not
that
even
already.
an address?
No.
I think he didn't really get along with his brothers that good.
Yeah, she hadn't talked to him in like 2 or 3 or 4 years or something like that.
Well, what about it? Is she
4 years.
Is she married to his brother?
Yeah.
I didn't ask her the details. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I think that there was a falling out between him and his brother. Had something to do with the parents or something. But
just tell him we want to discover if the body is there.
But that's what I was actually going to do is try to look up his Facebook friends and try to reach out to one of them to see. But
they're all kind of weird Facebook friends. You know how sometimes you friend somebody that you're just interested in following, but you have no connection.
That's what I've seen too. Yeah, they're all kind of just likes.
Yeah, there's no friends.
Maybe he was fake news.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I just I kind of kicked the guy off the show, so we went over to Jack's show, which was fine with me, because his fucking voice just drove me up a wall.
Yeah.
And then he would cough every now and then, and he'd go, "Well, you better lay off the fucking cigarettes."
And take another puff.
But I didn't dislike the guy,
Huh.
And then when all of a sudden he disappeared, I went, "Well, that's kind of strange." That's awfully strange.
You feeling
I've just been
now?
told I can't talk anymore. The YMCA guy told me I can't talk, so I'll just watch.
Are you in a library?
What do you mean you can't
No,
talk?
I'm at a gym.
Why can't you talk?
Well, he's at a YMCA gym exercising. So
Maybe
I
he's
guess
upsetting the young men.
Well, that's not very. Would you just tell him, as far as I'm concerned, that's not very Christian of him?
Yeah, well, he ought to start going to what's the Jewish one?
JCC.
JCC, yeah. Tell him to go to the JCC. They never shut the Jews up.
Wait a minute, Jews.
Yeah,
have,
they're probably
wait a minute,
dogs
hold on a
talking
second.
about
This
it.
is a new one on me. Jews have gyms?
Yeah, the JCC.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Gotta learn that from what do you
there
guys
was one
call
in
us,
San Rafael.
Gentile?
Susan used to go to the one in San Rafael. Your Susan.
She never went to the
teach there?
gym. She never went to the gym.
She taught there.
What did she teach?
I thought either Yiddish or Hebrew. I think it was
Teach
Yiddish.
how to hate Christ.
But there's only one bike.
Yeah.
And one set of dumbbells.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
But they lasted for 8 days.
Yeah. Took a non-Jew to make that joke. Jesus Christ. Oh man. So I'm out of it. I mean, I took a Xanax last night, and that threw me off. So I'm not in good shape here. So you guys are going to have to do the show for me.
Sweet.
Nothing unusual.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I wish I spoke sign language because I think he does.
Yeah. And then today I was up for it's been about an hour with Jack trying to figure out why he can't get caller's audio in. He's having trouble with this caller's audio being very low.
Does he have it on 2 different channels? Because I know he's been having some type of issue with. It hasn't been as much lately, but with his mic, when you hear him, you hear all these clicks and pops and
crackles
in his audio.
No, his sounds okay now. Sounds pretty good.
Oh, with the new
his
thing.
mic, yeah, but I went through it with him. I think it has something to do with the way he has Skype configured, but I'm not entirely sure that he may have been having too low of an audio output coming out of.
How many pots does he have?
I don't know.
Is his mix minus set up right?
No. To begin with.
What about his Drobo? Does he in
don't get him started
or whatever?
Don't get him started, Jason.
Yeah.
To begin with, I had to write Phil a note tonight because last night I was listening and he was talking to Jack about.
He had nobody to talk to.
You got to put mix minus in there and so on. And I've done the study of mix minus, and we could not use mix minus on this program because what would happen if I did mix minus, you wouldn't be able to hear all the other people.
Because they come in on a separate channel.
No, they don't. No. Skype comes in on one channel.
Right.
And if I mix minus that channel, then the sound you're going to hear back is not that. You're going to hear nothing.
That's the idea, is that
I know
it comes in on a different channel.
Yes, but you don't understand. That means that nobody will be able to hear anybody else.
Right. So you take an aux send and you send it over to your mic channel.
Bullshit, Phil. Listen.
It's not bullshit.
This works what's wrong with this? It works just fine.
But that's the thing, is just he needs to set his up how yours is. There's something probably on his.
He has it
because
set
yours is a different channel. Your microphone is a different channel than your Skype, right?
Right.
So that's same with Jack's.
Yeah.
Right. And then
he
you
just
take
needs
an aux
to
send.
No, you don't do an aux send, Phil. I'm telling you.
He needs to find out what channel
it will
his
fuck up.
Skype is
It will
coming in
fuck
on
up
and
the
adjust
rest
that
of the
setting.
citizen panel hearing you. I'm trying to tell you that, but you won't listen to me. I've studied mix minus, Phil. I know what it does. I know why it does what it does. And you can only do it one-on-one. You can't do it when I've got a whole group of people here that have to hear all the other people in the group. If I went mix minus, they would be getting no audio coming back to them.
That would be an improvement.
Certainly in Phil's case.
Yeah. Yeah. And with this new board I'm getting, it's very easy to do mix minus, but I don't want to do it because I realized when I heard about what it does that really what you're doing is making it so the sound of a person's call doesn't come back to them.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
But in this particular case, your call isn't coming back to you. Your voice is going along with all these other people. And by the way, let me say that Skype has built into it mix minus.
Right. And the thing about the Skype mix minus is it's not very strong.
Well, it certainly works good enough for me. You know.
I think the mix minus on your end won't affect the Skype because it's going to already be after it comes out of Skype, and it's just going to be going into your audio. So, like, if somebody were to try to be over talking you, because sometimes, you and Phil get in your conversations and you really can't hear as much. I think that would try to separate that and overpower everybody else.
Mix minus is not something we could use considering the fact that we're doing the citizen panel, because it's a whole bunch of people.
But that's the only thing, though, Alex, because you could actually hang up and we would all still be here. So our audio between each other doesn't have anything to do with what you have.
No, but what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is mix minus would not be any kind of improvement, and it probably would fuck up the communicative quality of the Skype. All right, so, I mean, all you'd hear is you'd be talking and nobody else could hear you talk.
That other unit I sent you is a USB unit. On the other machine, why don't you try setting up the mix minus and doing a test?
Phil, I know how to set up the mix minus on the new machine. I have a whole list of how to do that. It's very simple. It's much simpler than on your machine, because I have a throughput for the USB, and you turn that off, and you do this, and then you do that, and then you're all set. It's very
throughput.
It's
for the
very
USB
simple. It's very
on the Behringer.
It's very.
On the Behringer,
I have it too. Believe me, this board is great. Okay, and I saw a thing online about how you do a mix minus with it. Lay off the fucking mix minus. I don't want to do it.
Did you guys hear that there was a huge fentanyl bust on the Canadian border?
Oh, fuck you. We're talking about mix minus.
Fuck mix minus.
That's
Alex's
about. Favorite subject, is this mix minus stuff.
I think we need to build a northern wall.
Yeah. No.
There's fentanyl across the Canadian border.
The audio works fine the way it
90%
on this show.
The Supreme Court confirmation hearing room in 216 Hart, where that confirmation.
What is that?
Modesty is the best indication of her judicial philosophy.
What is that?
I was trying to find the spot where Kamala Harris kept interrupting, saying, point of order. I have a question.
Well, before you put on what is essentially copyrighted material from some other company. Yes, it is. I don't care. C-SPAN copyrights their shit.
The Brett Kavanaugh thing?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
But that was funny, and I did look it up. It is John Dingell was the congressman.
Where was he from? Was he
Michigan?
New York? Oh, Michigan.
Yeah, no, he was like one of the longest serving congressmen.
Who was the guy in New York?
Charles Rangle. Say Charlie Wallace.
Rangle. Dingle, Rangle.
Charlie Rangle.
That's why I always did, like Charlie Rangle, but I think I've actually started doing Charlie Wallace. You guys kind of look a little bit alike now that after when he lost all his weight.
Yeah. So anyway, Ray can't talk to us, by the way. He's just pedaling along.
Oh, he was talking. Didn't you see him?
Yeah, he's being censored by the Christians.
By the Christians,
they're closing
in
a minute.
Him.
Yeah, the Christian
I want
right.
to know who complained about me. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who goes at a gym and goes, "Shh, you're making too much noise"?
Hey, did you say anything political? Because you're usually pretty PC.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, fuck them.
What would be the difference if you were having a conversation with the person next to you?
Well, that's what I wonder, but I didn't feel like.
But that might be what it is. Cause I hate it when somebody's talking on their phone, like you're standing in line and they're talking on their phone, being all loud.
What I hate about people when they're on their phone is the fact that people don't understand. You don't have to yell into the phone for somebody to hear you. You can just talk like
really
this.
Quietly. That's what bugs me. I don't talk loud.
Right.
I don't talk loud, so I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know what's bad at a gym is when you're next to somebody that's
don't tell us what's bad at a gym. How would you know?
He just told me again to shut up.
When they wear a lot of perfume, the only person, there was this one person, this woman, she must have been 200 pounds. She's on the elliptical trainer, and she had so much perfume on, she can't smell it.
And it's probably for a reason, Phil. You should probably be happy.
It was awful.
The other smell probably would have been worse.
Yeah, there should be some laws against perfume, because sometimes you go to places, people come by you and they're wearing perfume and it's just ghastly. Or men's aftershave, that's another one. Does anybody here use aftershave anymore?
Depends.
Yeah.
Once in a while,
We
witch
didn't
hazel,
ask about your undergarments. We asked about aftershave.
witch hazel, and then if I'm going out to something nice, I might splash on a little bit of something.
Oh my God, really?
Would you
Like
splash on
karate or something,
aftershave or
No,
cologne?
I've got a cologne that was a gift back in 1975, and I still have some left.
What, high karate?
No, it's Pierre Balmain. It's some French stuff. You can't get it here.
No, I mean, in fact, Marjorie doesn't wear perfume. Perfume always annoyed me.
Yeah.
So far, when I was a kid, I used to wear aftershave because my father bought me Old Spice,
Yeah.
He said the cheapest.
Everybody's dad wore Old Spice.
Right. And I did that for a short time, and then I did it basically to get the sting out of my face when I was shaving. And then I discovered that the way you get the sting out of your face when you're shaving is shave in the shower and then put your face in the hot jet, in the shower, and it'll take the sting right out. So I never use an aftershave. And if it's really bad, I'll use some alcohol.
I used to like to go to a barber shop and have them shave me with a straight razor and a hot towel, and then afterwards they use like witch hazel or something, and that always felt and smelled good. It was
Yeah. But,
what's the shaving cream that starts with a B? It's like really
Barbasol.
Yeah, that is the jam, man.
That's what I use.
Yeah, me too.
In the shower.
After I discovered, that freaking use some Barbasol, I never had a problem after that.
And it's what, a buck for
yeah, it's like the cheap stuff. It's like the old man cheap stuff, but it's the best stuff to use.
I use Gillette.
Yeah, me too.
Pay too much for crap.
Yeah, it's like $5 where, for a buck you get the Barbasol.
And the Barbasol's better, and the smell of it is, I don't know, to me it's like nostalgic, like reminds me of my grandpa or something.
I have a brush that I have in my shower, and I put the Barbasol on the brush, and I, brush it up and shave in the shower.
Yeah.
You have a mirror in the shower?
Nah, I don't need a mirror. My hair is far enough away from my face.
Every time I take a shower, I shave in the shower, and I don't use a mirror at all. I do it by hand. I can feel.
How do you keep from hitting your beard?
I just get close to it, and then when I get out of the shower, I go to the mirror and I just trim it up and clean off all the area I didn't get. Yeah.
They make mirrors that affix to your shower.
Yes,
fixture.
I've heard about that technology, Phil.
Yeah, and they don't fog.
It's an extreme it's a very new technology, and I'm so happy that came along that they have these.
How do they pronounce it?
They have a suction cup on one end. And
these are the good ones that hook into the water spigot.
Oh, I've seen those too.
Hey, why does it have to be a water spigot? Why can't it be a water honky it?
Well, because we're so used to going outside to the hose bib on the side of the trailer that it's a spigot.
Spigot?
Yeah,
honky it.
Not spigot. A spigot. A spigot.
Well, I had spaghetti tonight.
I don't know. Oh, God, Phil.
Oh, shit.
Gee, I'm almost praying for Doug to be back.
Is that a Mexican noodle? Is that what you said?
No, don't. I can't say his name 3 times because then he'll call.
As a Republican, I have drank straight from the hose. Just put the hose there.
Pure Kool-Aid coming out.
Yeah. Anyway, I got nothing to say. Did I have anything last night? No, I didn't have anything.
Oh, as your travel consultant, I was going to suggest if you want to take a quick vacation, that because you live on the East Coast, go to Bermuda. It's different enough. People drive on the other side of the road.
I don't want to go to
nice.
Fucking Bermuda.
You know how easy it is for a New Yorker to get to Bermuda?
Yes, I know how easy it is. And you know what happens? All the New Yorkers go there. Okay.
So
I
you're
thought
saying there's a lot
everybody
of
on the
Jews
East
in
Coast
Bermuda?
goes to Aruba.
Huh?
I thought everybody on the East Coast goes to Aruba.
Aruba's
that's
down
a
almost
hike.
by
That's South America.
It's South America.
Brazil.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Or
what I thought
Venezuela
everybody
is.
goes there.
Oh, let's all go to
Aruba, Curacao.
Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, Alex, how did you get
Provinciales.
along in the temperature in Belize?
Belize? It was okay. You know,
I know you said you can't do humidity a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't
that's
that.
pretty humid
It
down
was.
there.
Well, no, it wasn't that humid. No, I didn't like Belize though. I just felt it was kind of filthy.
Really?
You know, it's
I did all this stuff about retiring in Belize. That
Belize would be good.
Oh, well, then it was wonderful, Phil. You must go.
no, they say they speak English.
In fact,
they spend
I'd book your flight right now.
All right.
No, I mean, if I had some place to live, I was going to spend the rest of my life in somewhere foreign. Hello, Ray.
Hey, Phil, they have great diving in Belize, by the way.
I know. I haven't been there.
I think I would move to Spain. I love Spain. Spain's really nice. Yeah.
Aren't they paying people money to move to Vermont? I heard a couple weeks ago that they want more people to move to Vermont. And,
well, I wouldn't mind. Vermont's a very nice place to live.
Yeah, you've said that.
It's really, but you know, I mean, that would be pure retirement, you know. And plus, it's not cheap up there, you know.
No.
But every time we go up there, I love it. It's just wonderful, you know. So we've got Ray in his car.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, that guy in the freaking YMCA, man. It's like I heard.
What?
He's like, they were only open for another minute, and he comes up to me again. I was the only one in the gym, and he's like, "Oh, I told you already. You can't talk." I was literally the only one left.
Wait, who told somebody to grunt? Wait a minute, but who told you that? Does the guy run the place?
One of the workers in there.
One of the workers, but is he the guy who?
Somebody probably complained.
Well, but if you're
it sounded like he was having a power trip.
If you were the only,
well, no, I've seen people complain about people talking, and I've seen them go and do that before. So I'm sure someone complained.
I'd find another fucking gym.
Hey, in
I
gyms,
get it cheap because my wife works here, or for free, or I get it for free.
Planet Fitness is cheaper.
Well, it's free because my wife teaches.
Planet Fitness, $10 a month.
Hell yeah!
Well, I do zero.
Huh?
We pay zero because my wife teaches dance.
Yeah, but I can't believe you're so poor that $10 is going to break you. You know,
we don't have a plan.
My place.
So maybe you should start one.
I was going to go to Planet Fitness, but then I decided I was going to go more upscale. So I go to Blink. It's $15 a month. Woo. If I want to rent towels for a month, it costs $10 for the towels. So you know, I bring my own towel. And all I've ever paid them is $15 a month, and I go pedal and do at least 2 days a week. And
they were all talking about you when you go in there. They say that's the guy that brings his own towel. He's trying to beat us for $10. You know.
Well, I bring my own towel because I always used to bring my own towel when I went to work out. You know, so I'm used to that.
Real men do that.
Yeah, real men.
Did you ever hear people grunt when they're lifting weights or something? They do these.
What if I was singing?
Noise. They're not singing. They're grunting.
What if I was singing? You know, what if I was just singing?
You'd get thrown out.
They have a new no singing rule at the YMCA.
I got to join the Jewish gym. I'm sure it's like nonstop jibber jabber over there.
Yeah. That's what I would think.
And we can't stop Jews from talking.
That's right.
Or Italians like me. So.
Well, we don't like you here at the Jewish place to talk on the phone, but if you do it, don't bother me. You know,
don't ask for a donation.
Man.
Oh man.
So I got another 50 minutes here to fill, and we could go back to Trump, but then we get Phil all wound up, and then I get apoplectic.
Then I won't be able to sleep again.
Huh?
I won't be able to sleep again.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I sleep. No. I'm tired of Trump. He's the same old blowhard thing. Yeah, it's just.
He dominates the news cycle and with bullshit, you know.
Yeah, it's just
it's the media that lets him do that.
Come
on. Hey, they cover it. He doesn't. Because you can only dominate what they let you.
The
dominate.
media. I agree with you, Phil, that they have. How can I put it? They've taken the bait. As
it's
it
the
were.
low-hanging
He's president.
But on the other hand, these are people who are trying to earn a living, and these stories about Trump, people want to hear. So that's what they do. You know, if you go into any country and you want to find out what that country is about, just look at their media, and you'll find out everything you need to know about them, because they'll be talking about their country. They'll be doing things to play to their audience. So I don't blame the media. I mean, this is a guy who knows how to manipulate the media, and he's doing it, and he shouldn't be manipulating the media.
Well, most of the countries that you like, the media is owned by the government, and if they don't like what the media says, the government just shoots them.
Where are you talking about?
BBC.
Yeah, and you don't think that in England there aren't aren't networks that are not owned by the government?
Well, now there are, but originally there was just 3 channels.
Now there are. There haven't been. They've been in existence for the last 30 to 40 years.
They got kings and queens, so they must be.
They don't shoot people in England,
and they don't shoot people. They don't shoot people.
Well, that was a couple centuries ago, but
all right. Well, so it's old news.
It's old fake news.
Yeah.
In France, the last beheading was like in 1974 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. They used the guillotine. There's a video of the guy getting his head chopped off in the guillotine. I saw it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a new guillotine on Craigslist.
Yeah, maybe that one.
Well, Trump's favorite country, Saudi Arabia, that just happened last Friday.
The only
they just use a sword.
The only reason they did away with the guillotine is they did away with the death penalty. So
in Saudi Arabia, it was cheaper to use stones. Everybody gets a stone.
When I was in school, I had a friend whose father worked there, and they had to go to watch the stonings. It was law. They had to go watch.
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And every couple of weeks there was a stoning that they were mandatory attendance.
Everybody must get stoned.
Yeah.
I was on mute. I was totally going to say that.
Yes. Oh.
That's right.
So the Jeff Bezos thing keeps going.
Yeah. Has anybody seen the dick pic? And
I just don't want to.
There isn't a dick pic. I think there's a pubic hair pic.
Oh, God.
Really?
Yes.
He took one pubic hair and said, "Hey, look
no,
at this."
No. It's just
look at my pubic hair.
The shot stopped at the top of his pubic hair. Is what I heard.
Who cares, man?
What kind of shot is that?
I mean,
did you see that Sanchez girl? I would have given up $60 billion for her too.
Yeah. Well,
hey, so what's the Amazon guy? What's his name?
That's not Jeff Bezos. That's who we're talking about.
So they're saying that they think that they got the shit from the government. Did you hear that? That's why they were threatening him to.
For him?
Well, it was more to do with that, but it was something about why they were threatening him to stop investigating where they got the information from, and then there was something else that came out about the government maybe intercepted the information. Well, that's I could see the way that Trump is pretty a vindictive person. Yeah. I could see him going in and freaking stealing somebody's crap like that and doing that. And if that's the case, man, honestly, Phil, how would you feel about that if he really did instruct people to get dirt on him and then released it to the National Enquirer?
It's funny that they brought that up around the same time all that Virginia stuff was coming up too.
And the National Enquirer is the head of the National Enquirer has already been covering up for Trump.
Mr. Pecker.
No, he dumped all the information on Trump. He opened up the safe and said, "Here it is."
But how did he have information on Trump? Because he was working with him, right? Or working for him? They're covering shit up for him?
Not necessarily. I mean, they're news people. They want to gather information, and
they would want to gather information and release information, not pay somebody off to take their information so nobody else can get it.
Yeah, I don't know the full story on
that. Well, the
Inquirer
Inquirer does that. You know, they're not really legitimate.
Yeah, they pay for stories.
Yeah,
and
I would think that they're pretty legit, because isn't that what you said, Alex? You know, that was somebody told you, if the National Enquirer came out with a story saying that you had cancer, you better go to your fucking doctor.
You mean like the Martians?
Yeah, no, I knew it. No, you're mixing that up with the Weekly World News, which was started by the National Enquirer because they went to color and they still had their black and white presses, so they had to do something.
When I was a kid, my mother always read that stuff at the checkout line, but she never bought it. She always read it and then put it back.
Yeah, but the point the point is that the National Enquirer. I had a friend who actually worked for the National Enquirer, and he's the one who said that to me. He said, you know, you can say what you want to say about the National Enquirer, because the question of ethics has always been how they get their stories, and the fact that they're willing to pay for their sources, which is not what normally goes on, and is considered proper. But that if you see an article and in the article it says you've got cancer, you better go see your doctor. That's how he put it. That it wasn't that they were necessarily wrong. It's just the way in which they got the sources for that news item. And that's always been their way, though. They've always been that kind of organization.
Well, you know how they got the stuff on Bezos? They ordered it on Amazon Prime.
Well, if you pay for your sources, though, you risk them, you know, embellishing or, you know, twisting it a little.
Well, you know, you don't get people. Yeah, people sometimes will tell you what you want to hear if you're willing to pay for it. You know,
kind of like the Trump witch hunt investigation special prosecutor.
Yeah, witch hunt. Yeah. Yeah. You love to use all the words, don't you? You love to use all the
all a bunch of witches,
huh?
Yeah, all the codes.
Yeah. But the whole.
I wish I could have remembered some of the tweets that one congressman that just died, Dingell, said about Trump. He had some really good ones.
Well, do you think it's a conspiracy and that Dingell is dead because...
No, he is old as fuck. He was 92.
Was he 92?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a stroke years ago.
Wasn't he the longest lasting...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They called him the Dean of the Congress.
Yeah.
I think, still to date, I think.
I think it was 57 years.
It wasn't Byrd. It was somebody else in North Carolina or something that lived that spent the most amount of time and
he's a senator.
OAC, if she lives long enough, could probably be the oldest in Congress. You know, because she started so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna.
You don't have to call her OAC. You can use the abbreviation OC. OC. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that, Phil.
Yeah. You got my permission.
Oh, I see. The only reason they're calling her OAC is because they always refer to her as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a little long. So OAC is fine, you know. And she doesn't seem to mind it, you know. And she is certainly, I got to tell you, for somebody who's only been in the Congress for, 3 weeks or something? Boy, has she made an impact.
I love her, man. She's spunky.
She's waiting to get her first check so she can get an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Don't those guys team up or live in their office?
Sometimes, because they don't get paid a lot. You know,
$178,000 a year or something. Oh no, that's a senator.
That's a House member.
That's a House member.
House member and senators get paid exactly the same.
Yeah,
$178,000. They can steal.
But there is an expense that isn't just, hey, here's your money, go get yourself an apartment. You know, there's a lot of money. They pay. I think they pay for all their plane flights back and forth, and so on, things like that.
I think they get an expense account, and then
for office.
I think you said one time that they also out of that money has to pay for their employees, but no, that's a separate fund.
You know, they get a per diem. They eat in the cafeteria at the house. They
get their freedom fries.
Yeah, well, and they can also, they got a gym. They got everything there. You know?
Yeah.
They have good insurance.
Yeah. Now, Alex says they pay for that insurance.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, you give me $174,000 a year, I'll pay for my own insurance.
Right?
You won't be left with very much.
They have there's a plan that they have, and I don't know how that plan works exactly. I mean, there is no such thing as a free medical plan anywhere. You pay something, but it's a very minimal amount. Yes, Jason.
So has anybody gotten their taxes done since the new Trump tax bill came in effect for a full year yet?
No, but have you?
I did.
What happened?
Did you get less back?
I still got a refund, but it wasn't as much as normal. And my tax guy says that all these corporations are in cahoots with the government, and they're took down their withholdings to make it look like you're making more money to help stimulate the economy. But then when you're set up to be taxed high, so you get a larger refund at the end of the year, guess what? That larger refund isn't quite as large.
Why would you want to pay money in that you don't get any interest or anything on?
Hey,
to
Phil,
get it back?
I'm a patriot, Phil. I loan my government my money, knowing that they're going to pay me back. I don't care if they're not giving me interest because I'm a patriot. I'm willing to let them. I'm willing to let them use my money in order to help provide me the services that I need as an American.
You're right, but then you want it all back.
Not all of it. They're not paying me interest. But no, honestly, my personal thing is tax me high because I know I'm going to get a larger tax refund, and I would spend it throughout the year. So if you tax me high, you take the money away, then that's kind of a savings.
What you're saying is that the companies were doing less of a withdrawal for taxes.
Yeah.
So
to make it look like you're making more money. So
you would be taking home more, and then at the end of the year, you found out you weren't going to get back as much as you normally got because you were getting
because they
money.
Weren't withholding as much money.
Yeah. Well, doesn't that suck, Phil?
$600 ended up owing money.
And it really, the amount that I got back every paycheck really wasn't enough that I noticed. It was, $50 or something. And I'm sorry to some people who are lower income, $50 would be a huge amount, but I'm not lower income. $50 extra in my paycheck every 2 weeks really isn't that much to me.
But how much was your?
It was about $2 or $3 grand less than what I would normally get.
See,
I withheld on my personal. All year long, and then when they did my taxes, I had to pay another $13 grand, and I was not happy about that.
Thanks, Trump.
It wasn't Trump's fault. I didn't change my withholding amounts from the time I owned the house.
All I'm saying is, what we're saying about for Jason is that people are going to find out now they didn't get exactly the tax break they thought they were going to get. And by the way, that tax break is only temporary.
It's funny. It's funny. The corporation that I work for, their tax break isn't temporary, and they vowed up and down that they were going to hire 10,000 more employees. Or I'm sorry, not 10,000. Maybe it was, but they've laid off 10,000 employees since then.
So there's your Trump economy, Phil.
Yeah.
No, if they're non-essential workers, got to do what you got to do.
Phil,
when is it becoming to a point where everybody is a non-essential worker? We can replace you all by robots. We can
Here's
replace
what
you
happens,
all by
Phil. Phil. Let me for a moment tell you about the evils of capitalism. Okay, is that these companies will do everything they can now to operate at less cost than they operated before. If there's a machine that can replace a human being, they'll put that machine into play. They will do everything they can to save money. They don't give a shit about their workers. And so, so as a consequence, Phil, you had, for instance, who just let off 10,000 people? Was it General Motors? Yeah. Because companies wanted play to the bottom line. They don't give a shit about people. And what Trump handed them was the weapon to do it with.
I disagree.
Good.
I'll tell you why.
Good. But I don't want to hear why. I don't want to hear why.
Well, of course you don't want to hear why, because it doesn't support your...
no, because you're going to give me some
statement.
kind of idiotic answer.
No,
Phil,
your answer was idiotic. I'm
Phil,
telling you, I visited a factory, a new factory, and
wait. Jeff Stein's waving his hand. Jeff, what's on your mind, Jeff?
Thank you. I heard about this General Motors stuff. So here's these 10,000 people who all got laid off, and it was totally a cost reduction thing. And a lot of these people, part of their job is they had a car, a General Motors car. And guess what happened? The guy says, all right, you're fired, and give us the keys. And because you no longer have a car, so you better figure out how to get home too. So they had a whole bunch of tax.
Yeah, and where, by the way, are they going to make up the slack in building cars? They're making them in Mexico. Thank you very much.
They're
a lot of it was management.
People aren't buying sedans. But on the robotics, I visited a factory a couple months ago, a carpet tile factory, and they had plenty of people working there, but the jobs that were backbreaking, lifting up boxes and setting them down on a conveyor belt and so forth, were performed flawlessly by these robots. And I tell you something, I was so impressed by it, because this is where you get all the back injuries and things like that. So they let the robots do those things.
Yeah. So in lieu of back injuries, what happened to those workers, Phil?
Well, I don't know. They were probably doing something else, but
somewhere else, probably lifting something.
They're not getting abused. They're not getting abused.
All the orthopedic surgeons can't do the job anymore.
Phil, in your job, if they came out and said, "Hey, we came out with this machine, it's $100,000, but it will install every single carpet you ever sell,"
I'd buy 5 of them.
And see, you wouldn't have any contractors working for you, right? And so those are all people who lost their jobs and not making any money anymore.
Well, and they actually have bots now that will actually sell that carpet now for you, and they have them now.
Yeah. And now they have bots that you don't be in charge of that company, so they don't even need you anymore.
They will sell the carpet, and they'll collect the money for the carpet, and they'll send out the bills for the carpet, and you'll just send it home and do nothing.
I like that. What I like better about robots is they got these new sex robots, and now they got male sex robots for females.
They're making them in Campbell.
Really?
Campbell, California.
Wow. You know, so these robots
Jeff had his hand up.
Are big dildos. You know?
Well, my attitude is that automation is here, and it's going to even be more
inevitable.
And the whole idea of I always say, like, job is becoming obsolete, and that's it.
So we owe a responsibility to humanity when their job becomes, obsolete, right?
Well, there were guys that made buggy whips, and then they went away, and they made something.
Phil, here's the point I'm trying to make. Companies, if they figure out a way that they can do something cheaper and eliminate people, will do it. Okay? And so where do those people go? What happens to those people? You know?
And look at my
They go to the internet and they do a podcast
for free.
Why do you answer every serious question I ask you with a joke when you don't have an answer?
What do you mean? Where do they go?
Where do they go, Phil? Where do we
fix the robots?
Oh, Phil, another robot will make the robots eventually. So my job. When my job becomes completely wireless and they don't need me anymore, and that's not just my company. That's every other competition. Every other company, they don't need their employees. My company employs almost 300,000 people when they don't need us, and the other companies don't need them too. You're talking about, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people being laid off.
Okay, Josh, Jason, if that happened,
will you look when somebody has their hand up, Phil?
Yeah.
I'd like to go to them.
Oh, I have the little
I'm sorry, because I addressed the question.
I'm going to Jeff. Jeff.
I can't see the hand.
I think the biggest example of people losing their jobs is Alex.
That's what I said. But
yeah. I mean, he's been simplified.
Jason.
Well, to begin with, I mean, I don't know what I would do if I were a great deal younger. I couldn't answer that question because I'm not. I was laid off, I honestly believe, more because of age than anything else. Okay? I was doing my job. There were certain people who were out to get me, such as George Soros, that might have caused my demise. But nevertheless, I don't consider that my not working is as a result of automation or anything else. It's as a result of sex. Is a result of ageism.
Don't you think it also had to do with that you were getting paid?
Yes. Oh, yes. That was the other thing. I got replaced by. I was making a lot of money. I was making maybe $112,000 a year. Okay, and then Albert, I think, was making like about $75,000 for what he was doing. And between the two of us, that show was costing him about $200,000 a year. They replaced me with a guy they paid $35,000 a year to.
I thought they replaced you with Joel Osteen for $1 million a year.
No, they're paying Joel Osteen $1 million a year when Joel Osteen would have taken that time for free. That's where the stupidity is in that,
But your industry in general is definitly been replaced with
but
automation.
Well, no, you know what it's been replaced with? I'll tell you what.
About him.
Hold on a second.
Trucking.
Let me tell you what's been replaced by my business. It's been replaced by syndication. It's been replaced by the fact that 800 radio stations are running Rush Limbaugh on those 800 stations, and that's 3 hours a day that those 800 stations don't have to hire a local person to do a show.
Right. Can you imagine if you took that WJFK job and they were going to syndicate you? How that road would have?
Yeah, I would have been out of work by now.
You think so?
Oh yeah, yeah. Is the guy who took my job who was Getty or what's his name?
Armstrong and Getty. No, that was local.
No. I'm talking about that.
What's his name?
G. Gordon Liddy.
G. Gordon Liddy, yeah.
Yeah, G. Gordon Liddy. Is he still working? I don't think so.
Well, he's too old.
He got the job that I turned down. Yes, Jason.
But see, and that's another point. Even with trucking too, that's all going to go automated. These trucks are going to be self-driven.
Yep.
Backed up into their own freaking place, the factory that they're delivering their parts to. Nobody has to drive that truck. You know how many people are employed by trucking?
Nobody has to unload it. Nobody has to. It all gets unloaded by a bot. It gets put into stock by a bot, and it gets unloaded onto the factory line by the bot.
Even Amazon
falls off the back of the truck by a bot.
Yep.
But like I said, with my job, that's going to be.
We see the picture, Phil. You can put it away now.
All right. Well, you didn't comment. I didn't know.
With my employment, it's going to be hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, being unemployed. Is there not any responsibility to the employer who's letting all these people go because the technology can afford to let these people go, and they can make just as much, if not more, money because now they don't have to pay people.
Well, here's the other point. You give a major company, a major tax break, which they did get in this last tax thing. And are they going to take and they're going to tell you, well, you know what they're going to do with that money is they're just going to hire more people. No, they're not. They're going to squirrel that. Let me finish, Phil. They're going to squirrel that money away. They're not going to invest it in people. They're going to see if they can find that they can have one person do two people's jobs, they'll have them do that. But this money they're getting, they're not going to apply towards people and hiring people. Yes, nope. Jeff.
I would think a lot of companies, if they had extra money at the end of the year because of Trump or whatever, they might invest in some of that company in automated equipment so they could let go more people.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
If that was the case, how come unemployment is at its lowest rate and wages are rising? If that's the case,
wages are not rising,
one,
Phil.
they're not equal to each
No,
you're wrong. Wages are
no,
rising.
I'm right, Phil. Wages are not.
Prove it. Prove it. Where did you
no.
see that wages are going down?
Charles agreed with me. Charles, are wages going higher? Or
Wages are rising,
Yes.
but they are not keeping up nowhere near with productivity. They're not keeping up with inflation. They're not keeping up with what they're supposed to be keeping up with. Wages are stagnant
What
and
inflation?
flat.
There's barely any inflation.
Oh,
There's
bullshit.
still inflation.
There hasn't been inflation since Nixon.
Phil,
And you live in California.
Since Nixon,
go to
how
your
much did a candy
fucking.
bar
If you
cost
don't
when
think
were a
there's
kid, Phil?
inflation, go to your
They got
fucking.
bigger.
How much did gas cost when you were a kid, Phil?
Well, that's because of taxes. That's because
That's
of,
not because of taxes.
yeah.
Taxes didn't raise it up
it's all your
$4.
carbon tax and climate
There's no
change
carbon
crap.
tax.
Yeah. Well, in California, we're paying
There
close
should
to
be,
$4
and
a
you should
gallon.
be. You should be one of the first people to understand climate control with all your scuba diving and
Hey,
your bleached out reefs.
We're paying close to $4 a gallon for gas in California.
Nine
And
taxes.
Most of it's tax. What are you paying?
Oh,
$2?
what?
price went up
After the
since Trump
taxes, it's
got
3
there.
cents a gallon, Phil.
No, it's like 70 cents a gallon.
No, it's not.
In California.
No, it's not.
California, it's ridiculous. It is.
Yeah, what is it? It's like 70 cents. Maybe
It's
a little
pretty
more.
high. I don't remember what it is.
No, taxes are very high in California, but certainly the gas itself minus taxes is not 70 cents a gallon.
No, it's we're paying close to $4 a gallon.
No, but that's with the taxes. I said before taxes, it's not 70 cents a
But
gallon.
still, that's actually
Reach
probably
some.
where gas should be, is around there.
All I'm saying is if you don't think there's
inflation,
inflation, Phil, just go to the fucking grocery store, okay?
yeah, a 20-ounce pop, like a soda or a cola, whatever you guys call it in the rest of the country. 20 ounces cost like $2 now. When I was a kid growing up, it was like 50 cents or 99 cents. And
That's because we're.
And by the way, by the
inflation.
way, Trump loved to say how we are having unprecedented productivity in this country and so on, and
We are.
money that we're making. So other countries, China, other countries, India, are doing better than we are.
Because they're not bogged down with all of the
They're doing
regulations.
better than we are, Phil.
Yeah, but they can't breathe.
But Phil, you're changing the subject. What
I'm
you
not
just said
changing
has
the
nothing
subject.
to do.
It's
has,
easy to
no,
produce
that
more.
that has nothing to do with the discussion here, whether people can breathe or not because of the
Yeah,
air
because they're
quality in
choking it.
China.
They're
What I'm
doing it at
saying
the
is,
expense-
what I'm saying is, the United States growth has not been as good as most of the other industrialized nations of the world.
That's because we started out high. How much higher?
Jesus, Phil, you won't listen to anything.
They're doing it at the expense of the health of the people, because they
Phil,
can't breathe.
we're not talking about the health of the people.
Hey,
We're
but that's
talking about the
capitalism, isn't it,
productivity of a country and the amount of money that a country is
it's
making,
short-sighted.
and they're doing better than we are.
Unregulated capitalism. So,
Well, it's unregulated, but what they're doing is it's not a fair playing field.
no, it's not, because it's unregulated.
Well,
So
there are certain
regulated-
regulations.
All
that are
I'm saying,
necessary.
Phil, is
Thank
that
you,
I don't
Phil.
care what you say.
Alex,
This country.
Did you just hear him say that?
What?
Certain
Well, yeah,
regulations.
it's
are
not black or
necessary?
white. There are certain regulations that are necessary, but
We're starting to flip them.
But we have so many regulations because the Congress
Because we
thinks
want
that
our
that's their
kids to
job.
not get cancer and have their friggin' hair fall out and be able to have a happy life.
Yeah, wait till yours falls out.
Like I said,
We're at about 73
I gotta
cents
put
a
a hat
gallon
on
per
to keep all
tax.
this shit under
73 cents. Yeah,
For
so I
tax.
wasn't-
Wait a
I
minute.
wasn't far off.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. How much for taxes, Kevin?
About 73 cents.
Per gallon.
Yeah.
So the rest
I
of it
bet
is
your
what you're
roads are
paying
better
for
than
gas,
Michigan's.
right?
Yeah, we're paying close to $4.
Yeah, so take 73 cents away. You're paying about
$3.20.
About $3.20 a gallon for gas.
Hey, come to Michigan and drive on our roads.
So where's that 70 cents a gallon for gas, Phil?
Yeah, okay. In Michigan, you said you were paying.
Phil, I asked you a question. You didn't answer my question. You're acting like Whitaker. I said to you, what is 70 cents? You take away. You said it was 70 cents a gallon you were paying for gas in reality after taxes. No, the taxes are only...
No. I said the tax was 77
Okay, so the gas is 3 and change, 3.23, right? Okay, all right. You're going to say that's not inflationary?
No, because Jason's state...
I think it was actually, sorry, it's $2.09 today.
Jason's paying $2.09, almost half the price, including the tax. That he pays in Michigan, so
and come drive on our roads, Phil.
It's our roads are no better. Matter of fact, they just closed down the San Rafael Bridge yesterday because football sizes.
You only have one bridge closed down.
Well, there's the one that goes from the East Bay to Marin County. They closed it down for the whole day because football sizes of concrete were falling from the upper deck onto cars into the lower deck.
You had a bridge closed down for one day? Oh, my goodness.
They put up nets so that cars could get through, but it looks like the roadway's falling down.
Come back to Michigan and drive around.
That's why I was pissed off that Trump wasn't even talking about infrastructure the other night.
Yeah, he didn't say a word about it.
Not a damn word.
Mexicans.
And we got nothing going on, as far as our roads and shit falling apart. Look at the East Coast. That whole area's falling apart. They got 5-mile long bridges falling apart.
Yeah, those are those states that are run by Democrats, right?
But those are payer states. They're paying more into the economy than the receiver states.
Trump.
Yeah.
I don't even blame it on Republicans. I just blame it on Trump.
Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy when I've gone over to
fix
Canada.
All that.
I've gone over to Canada before, and I see the roads, and they're in so much better condition.
Let them in, they'd fix the roads, right?
No, but they dig a good ditch, so
we could pave the roads with MS-13.
They lay some good carpet too, though. Don't
they do. But the thing, Jason, is that in your state it snows. Do they salt the roads there?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's what destroys the roads.
Okay, but I just said, Phil, you go over to Canada. That's right next door to me. The roads are beautiful.
They got about 7 people that use them.
Oh?
I'm tired of your excuses, Phil.
They're paid for.
I really am. I'm just tired of your answers to these things because it completely drives the conversation in a wrong direction. The reason why the economy in China is going at a faster pace than here is because people are choking to death. What does that have to do with it?
Well, if you don't see the reason behind it, it's the effect of why their economy is able to excel.
I was in Beijing. I seemed to be able to breathe okay when I was there. Jason?
Hey, sorry, I just remember one of the tweets that John Dingell had. It said something about how, the next president is going to be the person behind every morning cup of coffee. And he said, good luck, Tim Horton.
Hey, how come they don't like Schultz? Because he's talking about things that are realistic.
Schultz is a fucking moron. Is the reason why he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a dilettante, and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
If he ran as a Democrat and you didn't think that he
all
was
he's
going to throw
saying
the
are
election,
things like a chicken in every pot. He's got
they might like him then.
He's just got all these simplistic answers to everything, and it's like Bill Maher said it very nicely. He said, a week ago we didn't even know who Schultz was, and now we know him as an asshole. So I mean,
but it's okay for free this, free that, free the other thing, whether it's Bernie or Ock. Making these things, saying that we're going to tax.
Are you going to call her Ock all the time now? Is that your new little joke thing to diminish diminish a woman who I think deserves some level?
It doesn't matter whether she was a man or a woman. I diminish her position.
Yeah, because that's the only way you can argue. That's the only way you can argue against
through their taxes.
Yeah, so that is another way of eliminating personal choice.
I'm going to tell you something, Phil. I'm going to tell you this right now. And I probably won't live to see it because I'm getting older by the day. And in this particular case tonight, older by the hour. And I got to tell you that if you don't go to some form of socialism in this country, then you better get ready for communism. Okay? And that's, if you don't allow the people to start getting a little something out of this democracy, if you don't allow them to get something out of those taxes they're paying, if they feel that they are not getting those things which give them a certain quality of life that are socialistic in nature, then you're going to have an uprising that's going to wind up in communism in this country.
I got one word. I got one word is what they're getting, and it's called freedom. And
freedom to die.
No, freedom to be and do what you want.
Phil,
why do you think all of these people want to get into this country?
I don't have freedom.
Well, that's because you don't go outside.
No, I don't have freedom, Phil. No, see, there you go, making another joke.
Well, if you were still working and you were making the kind of money that you were making when you had fucking
money,
money, you would have all the freedom.
I didn't feel that I had freedom then. I didn't feel that I had the kind of freedom that really counts. That this country has always made a big deal out of freedom, and yet they don't really give it to people, especially the people who need it the most. Can you say blacks in America over the years have had freedom?
Yes.
Oh well, then you're a white dilettante asshole.
No, if you
Charles, the question I just asked him. Charles, do you agree with me? Did blacks have freedom in this country?
Nope.
Maybe not as much as you think they should have, and not as much as they should have.
I say the kind of freedom that is advertised, Phil.
Well, yes, because you look,
the kind of freedom that's advertised that I was taught in school that I had, it was a fucking lie.
Look at Colin Powell. Look at other.
Oh yeah, okay,
leaders.
yeah, and look at I don't know, W.E.B. Du Bois or something. Give us some exceptions to the rule. How about some of the average? How about the average black guy that's living here in Harlem? I don't think he feels he has that freedom.
No, but he has the opportunity.
And what the hell is we're being attacked by a cat at Jason's house?
The poor person in Harlem has the opportunity to work hard, just like when the Chinese came to this country.
That's bullshit, Phil. That is all a ruse to make people work their asses off, and then at the end of their life be being on their deathbed going, gee, I worked really hard, but I didn't get any fucking thing out of it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you don't see it, but their children and their
that's a lie too. It's a great American lie to keep people working and working and working, thinking there's going to be some kind of payoff, and then they find out there isn't one.
Well, I guess you got the same dupe that they give you in the church.
No, the great dupe is this country saying if you work hard enough, you can do this or you can do that.
That guy Schultz that you don't like, look at him.
Hey, don't give me the exceptions to the rule, Phil. Don't give me the few people.
My grandparents were illegals that came over here, and I think they did pretty good, and I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, but they were illegals.
Yeah, chain migration.
I think
our world is full of exceptions. And that's
hey, Phil, I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is if you don't give people in this country a certain modicum of socialism, you're going to find it's going to get much worse than if they didn't give them some socialism.
They have no problem with socialism for the rich.
That's exactly what. Exactly. Let me go back and say that we did it at one time in this country. His name was FDR, and he saw that this country was going towards communism because the what do you call it?
The jazz musicians were smoking pot in Harlem.
What does that have to do with it?
They were going to the, those are the communists.
I can't get a thought out without you taking it right off the road.
The jazz musicians were smoking.
We had the Great Depression, and during the Great Depression, a lot of people were thinking, hey, this thing, communism, might be the answer. And in order to keep America from going towards communism, he gave us a large dollop of socialism. in things like Social Security, and a lot of different programs that were initiated. And that kept communism away from our doors. The day is going to come that if we don't add a certain amount of really substantial and meaningful socialism in this country, then you're going to have to put up with communism knocking at your door.
You would rather have the government tell you what to do, where to go, what to buy, what not to buy.
No, that isn't. That's not socialism, Phil. What are you talking about?
That's exactly what.
You're talking about communism, but
that's communism.
You're not talking about socialism. And by the way, you're talking kind of about capitalism when you're saying that.
Nah, well, I don't know where you get that from. Where you dug that out of?
That's the problem. Is that people are relating socialism to communism, and it isn't that.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't even close, Phil.
That's the problem.
It's the first.
No, it isn't.
No,
and marijuana is the first step towards heroin. Okay, bullshit. Fuck you. You know, bullshit.
Right.
Excuse me. I'm feeling.
What are you gonna do, Phil, when technology overtakes jobs? And it's happening. It's happening every day. Do we owe something?
On a beach, and I'm going to say, "Welcome to Walmart."
Okay, you might be able to afford to.
No, I can't.
What about somebody else who is not able to afford to? So your job. So you say you can't afford right now. So let's just say, boom, your job it's just obsolete. It's gone. Technology overtook it. It's just gone.
I'll find a way to make a living. You know, there's always a way to make a living.
By doing what? Now, say you want to become a delivery driver.
Need and
every car is automated now, and it's driven by a computer.
It'll never be that way.
Dude, we're like 5 years away from having automated cars, self-driving cars.
Well, that would be an improvement.
Look at all the jobs. No taxi drivers anymore. No delivery drivers anymore. No pizza delivery drivers anymore. Nobody driving a semi-truck anymore. Nobody conducting a train anymore. All these fucking jobs gone.
They're just going to have to find another need and fill it.
What is left?
We'll find out.
What's going to happen to all those people who did those jobs, Phil?
Well, they're by that time they'll be.
We're talking millions of people losing their jobs.
It's not going to happen overnight.
It's okay, not overnight. Let's
Phil,
say 10
this
years.
ultimate
10-year span.
This ultimate greed that we have caused in this country because of excessive capitalism is going to come back to bite this country in the ass.
Robots. That's the point of the game of Monopoly. What happens in the game of Monopoly, Phil?
You buy Park Place.
Okay, so somebody wins.
If you land on it, I own your shit.
No money.
Biggest pocket wins.
Everybody wins and everybody else loses.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that capitalism is going to a point where it is existing to the exception of anything else and anything else as part of this society. And because of ultimate capitalism is also the end point of ultimate capitalism is greed, total and utter greed. All right?
I don't agree with you.
Well, I mean, that's it. And just like the end all of communism is totalitarianism. I mean, and a lack of a lot of freedoms for people to have. So my point is that you don't want. We've gotten to the point where capitalism has gotten so greedy that it's gonna become the ruination of this country. And if you don't believe it, Phil, you're going to see it happen. Maybe you won't live long.
It may not happen for 10 or 20 years, but I got a kid in the next room that will be around when it's going on, and I got to kind of guide her to what's going to be happening when all that's going on.
Yeah,
I got to guide her to, here's the way you got to go, and I don't know what that is right now.
Well, nobody does.
Well, but we knew when we were growing up how things were going to go for the most part.
Well, Alex says that was a lie. The picket fence, the house, the retirement. He says that's
not necessarily.
It was a promise of a payoff you might never ever get. Okay,
right.
And people work their asses off, and then they're lying on their deathbed saying, like Marlon Brando, the day he died. You know what his last words were? What the fuck was that all about?
Yeah.
Anyway, Jeff, you were looking like you wanted to say something. You had something to add. I mean, do you agree or disagree with me that they've got to do something about this greed in this country, or they're going to wind up having it come back to bite them in the ass?
I think it's very problematic that
it's got to be controlled somehow.
Yeah,
and it's not. There's no easy solution.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, some of the things is you really don't have to give billionaires extra money every day.
Yeah,
there are.
It's been a long.
billionaires.
It's a long-term pyramid that's been growing since the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and it's continually growing and growing and growing and growing, and eventually it's going to blow.
Charles has his hand up. Charles.
Yeah, we just can't keep giving these huge tax cuts to the rich people and then saying we got to cut Social Security and Medicare, things that people have been paying in for decades. We got to cut their benefits because we have to make up for these these tax cuts for the rich.
And by the way, let's
can give 70% tax.
Let's quit calling them entitlements. Let's quit calling them entitlements too, because they're not. They're earned benefits is what they are. Yes, Jason.
See, and that's what I call the battered wife syndrome. You know, the battered wife, she says, oh, you know, he just got upset. He's not going to do it again. He promised he's not going to do it again.
And
you know, and then it's the same thing with these tax cuts. We got to give these tax cuts to the job producers, job creators, so they can create more jobs. Well, they didn't create more jobs last time. They didn't create more jobs the next time. They're not creating more jobs this time.
How come unemployment went down?
Phil, okay, unemployment went back down to normal of what it was during Clinton.
5-6%.
During Clinton during Clinton it was like 3.9%. And that's what a full employed economy is like. But when a full employed economy and there's a certain percentage of them or a larger percentage of them that can qualify for freaking welfare, that's a bunch of bullshit. We should not be supplementing employers' employment of people by, you know, saying you're able to pay them such low wages that they can qualify for welfare. That's a bunch of bullshit. If you work a full-time job, you should not be able to qualify for welfare.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you had a company like Walmart who's
had classes
on how to get on food stamps and things like that.
Can't get a robot to teach you that.
Yes, you can.
Yes, Phil. Another joke solves the whole problem and makes your argument correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, don't talk ill about my future employer.
Who? Oh, Walmart. Oh, well. I can't even get a job at Walmart. You know, I think they would think I was too old for a job at Walmart as a greeter.
Tell them you're retarded.
Huh?
Then if you're retarded, they'll take you.
Or as I like to say it, the Boston version, retarded. Yeah. What are you, retarded or something?
Yeah. You've been...
Albert,
what's that show on Showtime with the Boston people? Ray Donovan.
Retarded. Yes, Jason, quickly. The theme is starting.
Oh, never mind. That's not gonna be quick. So, all right. Good night.
No. You can't be quick.
I used to work for was a Fortune 250 company.
Yeah.
Had about 30,000 employees.
Yeah.
Down to about 12,500 now. They bought one program called SAP. Think about that.
Okay. Anyway, hey, thank you.
The last 30 years.
Thanks, Kevin.
And it's going to be it definitely is going to be a Phil-free Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because I have a commitment to do something for somebody else.
He's doing another podcast.
No.
Yeah. He's cheating on me.
Yeah, I'm going to a meeting. I have to deliver a bunch of photo prints.
Phil, thank you.
You're welcome.
In spite of our disagreements. Kevin, thank you as well. Jason, Jeff Stein, Charles Wallace. Ray was here, but he had to leave. It looked like Bree was trying to call in, but he never got in. But you know what? I would love to have you look at that camera and give everybody a big wave goodbye. Okay? Bye-bye. Hey, thank you, Jason. That's it. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Boy, I was exhausted. I don't know why, but then all of a sudden, when we started getting into all the arguing and the yelling and the screaming, it woke me up. So now I'll be up all night, okay? Anyway, Jack Bishop is next. He's got a little show. It's called The Intersection, and it follows us in just a few moments. We'll see you again next Tuesday, right after Damian Chaplin's Exchange at 9:30 Eastern Time at 10 o'clock. Back again with more of the same time, same station in life, and in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? I really do, too.